Hi.
How do you feel about giving this interview?
Nervous, excited, a little mix.
A little mixed. So what's your name?
You know my full name or just...
There's no wrong answer.
Oh gosh, what if there is? Scott Dinter is my name. Or Reese in there too. Like the peanut butter cup.
What's your middle name? Is Reese?
It's actually from Kyle Reese from Terminator, but yeah.
Oh my gosh. Is that your dad's fandom?
No, my parents needed a name. That's what they decided on.
How old are you?
26, going on 27 this year.
That surprises people.
It really does.
Do you feel your age?
Sometimes. It's like a half and half sort of thing.
Yeah. Do you feel older or younger?
Most of the time older. I think having a almost 6-year-old kid kind of does that. Most people that have 6-year-olds are already usually in their 30s or close to, whereas I'm 26 going on 27 with a 5 to 6-year-old, so I feel like it aged me a little bit, but at the same time I am still very young at heart. Young on the inside.
What do you do for a living?
I am a physiotherapy assistant and also a residential youth worker.
Do you like your job?
I like one of my jobs. I like the physiotherapy assistant job a little bit more, just because it's better structured and better hours and better benefits, whereas the other one is very mismanaged and not a big fan of the 8 to 8s, and most days are difficult compared to the hospital where it's a little bit more steady, easy, kind of know what I'm doing.
So what has been your favorite job you've ever had?
I mean, either the physiotherapy assistant job or being a personal trainer at a gym. It was nice. I like to see people progress and like move forward. It's like they're very similar jobs, and I feel very like comfortable and at home in a gym environment, which a lot of physio is also in a gym because it's rehabilitating people with injuries or have had surgeries or just not living life the way they want to.
So if you could do anything for a living, what would you do?
Oh, it would be a paleontologist for sure.
Paleontology.
I love the idea of it. I always have.
Yeah.
I would pay money to do their job. I would go to work every day, sit in the sun, and I hate the sun, and just enjoy the process. And I'd pay to do it.
So why didn't you go into paleontology?
I didn't get accepted into the university, and there's only a handful in the country, and I didn't feel like moving out of country for school. I did try, yes. And usually it starts with taking like university biology and then moving up from there. I did get accepted to Algoma U for biology, but just didn't take that opportunity.
Then you decided to go into the personal training? Where did that come from?
Well, originally it started with me working out because my psychiatrist recommended exercise as a good outlet for people with like mental health. It's good. And then it just became a passion. Just enjoyed seeing myself get better and seeing myself change, and even like modifying small things to see how greatly they can change myself. And then I took that passion and applied it to other people.
What's your favorite color?
My favorite color is yellow. It's always been just like that bright color that, I don't know, made me feel warm when I looked at it. It's like the sun. The sun's not technically yellow, but you know, it's that bright warmth that I feel like a favorite color should be to me.
How do you like to spend your free time?
I mean, most of it's in the gym or with my kid, and then after my daughter's asleep, it's usually staying close and connected with my family, especially like my brother from out of town playing video games. Because like my cousin Paul, who lives in San Diego, my brother Ivan, who lives in London, it's like our one way where we can all still like connect and chat and catch up with each other. And then I don't know if I would consider working out as something as like a pastime. I think it's more of like a passion that's goal driven rather than a pastime.
Tell us about why you work out.
I just want to be the best one day, and I like lifting heavy things, and I track a lot of like, even a lot of my posts on like Facebook and Instagram, they're more for me, so I can scroll back and see where I was 2-3 years ago and then like compare to where I am now. And
one thing we haven't touched on is the strongman competitions that you do.
I do.
Yeah.
I do a lot of them. And I usually do pretty well.
Yeah. You've won nationals, I think.
2022. Actually, where I got this shirt.
Record breaker.
I had the farmer's record for like a month.
What did you like to do when you were young?
I did a lot of gaming and a lot of singing. Like, grew up with not a lot of money, so options were kind of limited on things to do. Like, even like the first Xbox that we had at my house was like a combined financial effort from me and my two brothers. So like all three of us saved up for one thing to kind of share and use together. And that and just being outside as kids do, pretending we're in Middle Earth, sword fighting with sticks and the whole 9 yards.
What advice would you give your younger self?
That it does get better and it does get easier. It's just seeking a more positive mindset. Easier said than done, but for a long time, it just didn't seem like there was the light at the end of the tunnel. It was just always a dark tunnel that kept going. And got to a certain point where all of that changed in my life, and it's been good since. So,
What has been the hardest lesson you've learned in life?
just because you think it's the right thing doesn't mean it is. I mean, it went into the sense of like a big purpose of like why I got married and stuff, and why that relationship never really worked out, because I thought I was doing the right thing, but in reality I don't want to say cut out for it, but it wasn't with the right heart's attitude.
What do you think the world is missing?
Good people with the assets to do good things. With all the money we have in the world, we could fix a lot of the world's problems, but that top 0.1% just don't share it.
Do you believe in God?
I sure do. Always have.
Yeah, always.
I mean, I've had my moments where I question, but I feel like it's a normal thing in any relationship like that.
Do you drink?
Not anymore. I just, one, it was too much and it was unhealthy and showed up on blood work and it was noticeable. Like had a fatty liver, and my liver and kidney enzymes were through the roof, and then made a lot of bad decisions while drinking, and just better for my life not to. Better for other people around me too, but more for me.
So you did already mention that you have a child. Did you always want to have children?
Yes.
Yeah.
I very much looked up to my dad, so made me want to be a good, great, better dad too.
What do you think children need the most?
I want to say love, but I feel like that's pretty broad. For love not to just be a visual thing, it needs to be felt and not just seen.
Where is your favorite place?
Favorite place? It's Halifax, Nova Scotia. Honestly, a group of us, my brother, one of our friends, and my brother's now wife, we all took a road trip. The year prior, we took a road trip to the West Coast, and then the following year, after my first year of college, we went to the East Coast. And just the atmosphere of like Halifax it felt right. Like it was just such a laid back, happy place to be. Like people were nicer than they are here. Things were just, I don't know, it just felt like the entire time I was there was sunshine, which even though if it wasn't, it still felt like it. It just felt right. Which is weird because my mom's from Nova Scotia, so it's just like.
When are you most yourself?
When I'm in a competition, actually, I find. Because it's just the me that is supportive of others, supporting of myself, and even people that I'm not competing against. Like I'm yelling at them to do better and wanting to see people like hit their best and get PRs and stuff like that. And I feel like that's just been referred to as a lovable asshole, which is, I'll take it.
What brings you the most joy?
When my daughter says she loves me without it being prompted. You can just be sitting on the couch and she'll say it, and it's just like makes my heart skip a beat, just warm.
How do you feel about this interview now?
I think it was